Hello everyone, back tuning into today's first video to the ECMWF 30-day look ahead for the UK and the rest of Europe as well for today's first video. So we're going to look at temperature and rainfall anomalies for the next 4 weeks, taking us into the early part of September. And I'll get on that for you very shortly. Just to say that coming up later on, we're going to have our 10 to 14 day video update, including all our regular features. And I think we'll try and get storm watching again tonight. So that'll be coming up a sort of early evening time. And we'll have a look at the thundery potential in this very, very hot and humid air mass that we are currently sat under. So let's get on with the ECMWF 30-day look ahead then. And we're going to start off with our week 1 temperature anomalies for UK and for the rest of Europe as well. So this is going to be taking us from the 10th through to the 16th of August. And another very, very hot week here across much of Northern and Western Europe. So we see it here from Scandinavia, going down into Germany in particular, and through the Low Countries into France, then up into the UK, and even this week for the Republic of Ireland, where you have been tend to miss out on the heat over the past few weeks. But even into Republic of Ireland, we've got temperatures going above average. But yeah, at its core, like through Germany and into Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, and probably southeastern England, we are talking about temperature anomalies of around 6 to 7 degrees above average. So a very, very hot week coming up. Most of Scandinavia and Norway also looking really hot as well. It is a bit different on the eastern side of Europe, a lot cooler than average there, and particularly so going over into southwestern parts of Russia, and then down in towards the Black Sea, significantly below average there, with some places around 6 to 7 degrees below average, particularly for those southern parts of Russia. So much, much cooler over there. In the central basin of the Mediterranean, it's warmer than average from the Balearic Islands through to Italy. On either side of the Med, but it's a little bit cooler. So down in towards Greece and Turkey and up towards the Balkans, it's a little bit cooler there, with temperatures a bit below average. And also this week, quite unusually for this summer, sort of Spain and Portugal a little bit cooler than average as well. Will still be very hot through there, but temperatures have cooled down a little bit seemingly across Iberia. Very hot in the north and the northwest of Europe this week. Precipitation anomalies show where the high pressure is. So up across Scandinavia, it is very significantly drier than average. That's because we've got a big Scandinavian high up there. That's allowing the heat to be drawn up from southern Europe and North Africa. At the same time, over west of Europe is wetter than average. So from Spain up to France, into the UK, particularly England and Wales, and some parts of Ireland, wetter than average through here. That's where we've got thunderstorms moving northwards within the hot and humid air. It's been drawn up via that Scandinavian high. Elsewhere, it looks like quite a dry scene across many northern and eastern parts of Europe. So although it's cool over on the east side of Europe into west of Russia, it is also relatively dry through there as well. Through the Balkans, it's a bit wetter than average through there. So yeah, wetter than average around the Adriatic, going over to the Balkans. In the central bowl of the Mediterranean, it's a little bit drier than average around Italy and through to the Balearic Islands. This is a week 2 temperature anomaly, takes us from the 17th to the 23rd of August. So now the hottest of the air beginning to recede northwards a little bit. So the very hottest of the air is becoming focused around Scandinavia and to like Baltic Sea areas. Also for the northern parts of Germany and over to northern Denmark as well. Substantially hotter than average through there. Now out in the west, it is cooling down a little bit this week. So for the UK, for Ireland, for France, some parts of the Low Countries as well, temperature anomalies are just beginning to ease down a little bit in this week. So yes, the third week of August starts seeing a little bit of a cool down taking place across the west of Europe as the hottest of the air is pushed northwards and eastwards. Over on the eastern side of Europe and down into the southeastern corner, we do see that it's significantly below average through there again. So a pretty cool week coming up for Greece and Turkey compared to average, that extends up through the Black Sea to southern parts of Russia. Central bowl of the Med looks pretty hot, so heat drawing out of North Africa into the central bowl of the Med from Italy over towards Mallorca, the Menorca and Ibiza. Spain and Portugal looking a little bit cooler than average though. Week 2 temperature anomalies from the 17th to 23rd of August looks like this. So you see it is turning more unsettled here across the northwest of Europe with the ECMWF 30-day model. So definitely becoming more unsettled through the UK, through Ireland, through France, through the Low Countries, Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, southern parts of Norway. We see that it's wetter than average here. That could be an issue through thunderstorms and then maybe through more general spells of rain coming in from off the Atlantic via areas of low pressure. At the same time, the driest anomalies are pushing northwards and northeastwards into northeastern parts of Europe. And down through the Mediterranean, we see that rainfall anomalies there are near normal. Clearly, it's turning more unsettled in the west and the northwest of Europe as the high pressure is starting to recede away towards the northeast. And so the hottest of the air being drawn up into Scandinavia and cooler temperatures beginning to come in from off the Atlantic into the north and the west of Europe in this week. Week 3 temperature anomalies takes us from the 24th to the 30th of August. And we see that it's still a bit warmer than average across the north of Europe, but not as hot through this week. Temperatures gradually cooling down in the north of Europe. It looks pretty warm through the Med, like from eastern parts of Spain over to Italy. Pretty warm through there. Greece and Turkey looking a little bit warmer as well, although the Balkans is a bit on the cooler side. And then out in the northwest again, it's just a little bit cooler in the northwest. So definite signs that the second half of August will be a bit cooler compared to the first half. So for the UK, for Ireland, for France, where it has been very, very hot through the first half of August, just a sign that the second half of August is a little bit cooler, with the warmest anomalies more towards the north and the east of Europe and through the central part of the Mediterranean through this week. Precipitation anomalies for week 3, taking us from the 24th to 30th of August. Looking quite unsettled actually now. So maybe signs that we're drawing in quite a bit of low pressure from off the Atlantic. It does also got low pressure coming in here across many northern parts of Europe. Big changes. Dry up towards Iceland, so it could be here to get a bit of northern blocking up there. Sailing the jet stream south. So this very, very strange summer ends on quite a cool and unsettled note, really, seemingly, for many northern and western parts of Europe, with above average rainfall from the UK and Ireland in the west, right way over towards the Russian border in the east, and all points in between looking generally a little bit wetter than average. Slightly drier than average still for Scandinavia, so perhaps still a legacy of a Scandinavian high, but it is seemingly breaking down and probably becoming more focused towards Greenland and Iceland. And then down in the Med, it still looks relatively dry through there during this week. And then lastly, we go through to week 4, which is the 31st of August to the 6th of September. A little bit above average with a temperature anomaly now through most parts of Europe. Ireland and the UK are sort of close to average, really. But elsewhere, it does look a little bit warmer now. It's not talking about like a return to really hot conditions at this stage. We're sort of around 1 degree up to 1 degree above average, somewhere between half a degree and 1 degree above average. So not going back to excessive heat, but it is going a little bit warmer, seemingly, through most parts of Europe in the first week of September. But the UK and Ireland coming out quite close to average. The rainfall anomaly shows the wettest conditions pushing back northwards again, so this week might see some sort of build of high pressure. Very often early September tends to have higher pressure building, so it is one of those singularities of the weather where it tends to be more anticyclonic through the first week or so of September. So that's probably pushing the jet stream back northwards up here, and so most parts of Europe perhaps going a little bit on the drier and warmer than average side through the first week of September. Again, it doesn't look like a return to excessive heat at this stage. Early September can be very hot though, so watch this space on that. So there we go. It looks like quite an interesting couple of weeks coming up. So we're starting very, very hot at the moment. There's a cool down on the way by the look of it for the north and for the west of Europe, or for the west of Europe anyway. Cool down on the way through the second half of August, and it turns a lot more unsettled as well as the heat is sort of pushed northwards and northeastwards, push away northwards and northeastwards. So by like the final week of August, it looks like most parts of Europe have cooled down and have turned a lot more unsettled as well. Maybe a few hints that things go drier and warmer again through the first week of September. Of course, that's a long way off. Now, we can actually extend out beyond week 4. We can go to weeks 5 and 6 with these charts, which takes us well into September. We're not going to do that for this video. We're going to stop at week 4, so it's a 30-day look ahead. But in the live stream tomorrow from 6 o'clock, we will show you the weeks 5 and 6 temperature and rainfall anomalies from the EC 6 weekly forecast. And so you'll see what the ECM2F model is forecasting further out into September. Will it show late summer, high pressure and warm, dry weather, or will it show autumn descending? You'll find out in the live stream tomorrow from 6 o'clock. Okay, we're going to be back with your 10 to 14 day video update, including all regular features later on this afternoon. And then I think tonight we're going to update Storm Watch. We are in a melting pot of heat and humidity, and thunderstorms will be sparking off. More about that later. That's all for now, though, and thanks for watching.